Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video we are going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. In 1978, a significant chapter in U.S. coinage was quietly unfolding. While the nation's attention was focused on the political landscape, economic challenges, and the changing tides of American culture, the United States Mint was busy producing coins that would, decades later, captivate collectors and investors alike. Among these coins was the 1978 quarter dollar, a coin that may have seemed ordinary at first glance but would go on to become a prized piece of numismatic history. To understand why this quarter stands out, we must dive deep into its history, design, minting process, and the factors that have contributed to its growing value. The history of the U.S. quarter dollar dates back to the late 18th century, with the coin's initial design being introduced in 1796. Throughout the years, the quarter has undergone numerous redesigns, each reflecting the changing face of the nation. By the time the 1970s arrived, the quarter was an established part of everyday life, striking a balance between being a workhorse of currency and an occasional item of interest for collectors. However, it was the 1978 issue that would become part of a significant turning point in the coin's long history. In 1978, the United States was still in the midst of the bicentennial celebrations that had kicked off in 1976, commemorating 200 years of independence. While many Americans were still basking in the glow of national pride from the bicentennial, the Mint had returned to its usual production of coins, including the 1978 quarter dollar, which was part of the ongoing series designed by John Flanagan. This particular design, the same one that had been in use since 1932, depicted George Washington in left profile. Washington, America's first president, was forever immortalized on the coin, a tribute to his leadership and the pivotal role he played in the founding of the United States. The 1978 quarter dollar bore the same familiar image of Washington that had appeared on quarters for over 4 decades. However, the real story behind this coin lies in the specifics of its production and the subtle differences that make some 1978 quarters stand out. The minting process of the 1978 quarter was conducted at several facilities across the country, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. As with most years, coins were struck in both regular circulation and proof versions, the latter of which were made for collectors. Proof coins are specially struck with polished dies to create a sharp, mirror-like finish, making them especially valuable to collectors who prize high-quality, flawless specimens. While the design of the 1978 quarter dollar remained unchanged, a few key factors contributed to the coin's appeal to collectors. The regular circulating coins were struck with the same attention to detail as earlier quarters, but what set the 1978 issue apart was the condition of the coins released into circulation and their relative scarcity in pristine, uncirculated form. Over the years, many quarters have been heavily circulated, resulting in worn-down edges, faded designs, and reduced luster. But for those fortunate enough to find a 1978 quarter in mint condition, the value began to rise, particularly in the realm of numismatic investing. Collectors who specialize in quarters from the 1970s, as well as those who focus on specific mint years, began to take a closer look at the 1978 quarter. While it wasn't immediately apparent to the casual observer, subtle characteristics of the coin, such as variations in strike quality and the condition of the coin, began to emerge. This led to the 1978 quarter becoming an increasingly sought-after piece within the world of coin collecting. However, it was the discovery of a few exceptionally rare coins from this year that truly sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. In particular, certain 1978 quarters, which had been mistakenly struck with errors, would later become the subject of fierce competition among collectors. These coins, typically struck with flaws such as misalignments, double strikes, or other minting anomalies, have been known to fetch extremely high prices, far beyond the mere face value of 25 cents. These rare 1978 quarters with minting errors have become the holy grail for advanced collectors and investors seeking to add rare, high-value pieces to their portfolios. One of the most notable 1978 quarters was a unique example that had been struck with a double die obverse. This era coin, with its distinctive and visible doubling on Washington's portrait, was discovered years after the coin's original release. Such a striking mistake, caused by a misalignment during the minting process, makes the coin particularly attractive to collectors who understand the rarity and value of such errors. In the world of numismatics, the rarer the coin and the more pronounced the error, the higher the potential value. As more collectors caught wind of this discovery, the demand for the 1978 double-die quarter surged, and prices began to climb. But there's more to the story of the 1978 quarter dollar. Over time, the coin became part of a larger trend in numismatic collecting, where coins from the 1970s were increasingly seen as undervalued. Collectors and investors started to notice patterns in how coins from specific mint years, especially those that had been minted in large numbers, could sometimes become more valuable as time passed. A key factor driving this trend was the gradual disappearance of pristine examples of the 1978 quarter. As these coins circulated through the hands of countless people over the years, many were damaged, lost, or otherwise degraded. The coins that managed to survive in excellent condition became harder to find, creating an artificial scarcity that further elevated their value in the eyes of collectors. By the early 21st century, the 1978 quarter dollar had gained a reputation as a sleeper hit within the world of numismatics. Coins that had originally been valued at their face value of 25 cents began to be sold for hundreds of dollars, sometimes even more. The rare examples, with their minting errors or in perfect condition, were commanding prices far above what most people might have expected for a coin that had been so commonplace just a few decades earlier. And then, in one of the most unexpected turns in the world of coin collecting, a rare 1978 quarter dollar, an example with a particularly spectacular minting error, was sold at auction for an astonishing $134,000. This sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, forever cementing the 1978 quarter dollar as a coin with extraordinary value. The buyer of the coin, a seasoned collector, was willing to pay a price that many might consider unimaginable for a coin that was minted over 4 decades ago, but for those in the know, the sale was a testament to the rarefied nature of numismatic investments. This high price was due to several factors: the unique and undeniable rarity of the coin, the significant error in its minting, and its status as an object of desire for the most discerning collectors. The coin wasn't just a piece of currency, it had become a symbol of how even the most seemingly ordinary coins could, under the right circumstances, achieve extraordinary value. The sale of this rare 1978 quarter continues to inspire new collectors, many of whom are now on the lookout for their own hidden treasures from this era. What makes a coin like the 1978 quarter dollar worth such a staggering amount? It's a combination of rarity, historical significance, and, perhaps most importantly, the condition of the coin. Coins with unique errors or those that have survived in exceptional condition are often highly sought after. In the case of the 1978 quarter, its historical connection to the 1970s and the scarcity of high-quality specimens have only added to its allure, leading to its current status as one of the most valuable coins in circulation. Looking to the future, it's clear that the 1978 quarter dollar is far from a fleeting trend in the world of coin collecting. As more people discover the potential value of these coins and as the years pass, the demand for well-preserved, error-struck, or otherwise unique examples of the 1978 quarter is only expected to grow. What was once an everyday coin has now become a highly sought-after collectible that continues to surprise and delight collectors and investors around the world. So, if you happen to come across a 1978 quarter dollar in your spare change, take a moment to examine it closely. While most will be worth no more than a quarter, who knows? You might just be holding a rare and valuable piece of numismatic history in your hands. And if you happen to find one of the rare, error-struck coins, you could be looking at an investment worth far more than you ever imagined, just like the stunning $134,000 price tag that forever altered the value of the 1978 quarter dollar. In 1992, a coin that many people probably passed by without a second glance began its journey into the world of rare numismatics. It was a coin that seemed simple enough at first, the 1992 USA quarter dollar. At face value, it was just another quarter, continuing the long history of this iconic coin, which had been in circulation for decades. But what made the 1992 quarter different from others minted in that era, and why is it now considered one of the most valuable coins in existence, worth up to $118,000 in rare cases? To understand the appeal and the extraordinary value of this coin, we need to go back in time and explore the historical context, design choices, minting process, and collector interest that would turn a seemingly ordinary coin into an unforgettable treasure. The story of the 1992 quarter begins with the rich legacy of the U.S. Mint and its long tradition of producing currency that represents the values and ideals of the United States. The quarter itself has been a vital part of American coinage since it was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792. Throughout the centuries, the quarter has undergone many redesigns, reflecting changes in political, social, and economic landscapes. By 1992, the quarter had been in circulation for well over a century, and the design that graced the coin was George Washington's image, which had been used since 1932. The Washington quarter is one of the most enduring and recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. The obverse side of the coin features the profile of the first U.S. president, George Washington, with the inscription, Liberty, above his head, the year of minting below, and the words, In God We Trust, to the left. The reverse side traditionally depicted a bald eagle, symbolizing the strength and freedom of the United States. But the design on the reverse side was about to change in a way that would leave a lasting impact on the coin's value and appeal. In 1992, the U.S. Mint decided to introduce a new program to honor the contributions of the nation states, a shift that would reshape the quarter's design. It was the beginning of the 50-state quarters program, which would run from 1999 to 2008. The idea behind this program was to release a new quarter design for each state, with the images representing key symbols, landmarks, or events that were iconic to that particular state. This move was a major departure from the previous quarters that had been issued with the same Washington design year after year. However, before the 50-state quarters program took off, 1992 was a pivotal year. While the quarter had already been in circulation for decades with the Washington design, it was also the year the coin was minted in large quantities to prepare for the upcoming changes. At this time, the 1992 quarter still adhered to the classic design, with George Washington on the obverse and the bald eagle on the reverse. But this year would come to be associated with one of the most significant and valuable era coins in modern numismatics. What happened in 1992 was something that might seem inconsequential at first glance, but it set the stage for the coin's later fame, a significant error in the minting process. The 1992 quarter had been struck in vast numbers across the various U.S. Mint facilities, but it wasn't until collectors began to closely examine the coins that they discovered something that would forever change the 1992 quarter's status. A small number of 1,992 quarters were mistakenly struck with a major flaw. These coins were intended to have a reverse design that included the iconic eagle, but due to a minting error, they were instead produced with the wrong reverse design. This error, known as the no mint mark or Philadelphia mint mark error, occurred when the coins were minted at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, something that was never supposed to happen. The mint mark D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, was traditionally stamped onto coins minted in those respective facilities, while coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint were supposed to be without any mint mark. This error led to a small batch of 1992 quarters without any mint mark at all, and they became an instant sensation. Coin collectors and numismatists are particularly attuned to these small but significant mistakes, which often make certain coins much rarer and more valuable than others. While the Philadelphia Mint was supposed to leave the mint mark off their coins, the fact that these specific 1992 quarters were struck without any mint mark at all turned them into a highly sought-after rarity. Soon, the numismatic community took notice, and collectors began to actively search for the no mint mark 1992 quarters. These error coins were much harder to come by compared to their regular counterparts, which featured the usual mint marks. As the rarity of the coin became more widely recognized, its value began to climb, with the most well-preserved examples fetching incredible prices. Over time, these 1992 quarters with no mint mark became synonymous with the kind of error coins that coin collectors dream of finding. As with many rare and valuable coins, it was the coins that were kept in pristine condition that would become the most valuable. Coins that had been stored in excellent condition, perhaps even uncirculated, began to appear on the auction block, where they sold for higher and higher amounts. The rarity of these coins, combined with the error, caused demand to skyrocket. The market for error coins is a highly specialized one, and collectors know that the value of these unique pieces can appreciate dramatically over time, especially as fewer coins remain in near mint or uncirculated condition. Now, let's talk about why the 1992 quarter is valued so highly today. As with most rare coins, the value of the 1992 error quarter is driven by the interplay of rarity, condition, and demand. Coins in perfect or near-perfect condition, especially those that have been graded by professional grading services, can fetch astronomical prices. The most highly coveted examples of the 1992 no mint mark error quarter have been graded as MS 67 or higher, meaning that they are essentially flawless, with no visible wear or damage. These coins are considered masterpieces in the world of numismatics, and their value has reflected that status. In fact, one particularly exceptional 1992 quarter, with no mint mark and in flawless condition, recently sold for a staggering $118,000 at a prestigious coin auction. The news of this sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, and the 1992 quarter dollar was solidified as one of the most valuable and sought-after coins from the late 20th century. It's important to note that not every 1992 quarter will fetch such a high price. The vast majority of these coins were produced without error and can be found in everyday change, still worth only 25 cents. However, for those who are able to find one of the rare, no mint mark error coins in pristine condition, the potential for a significant return on investment is real. The story of the 1992 quarter is a testament to how a seemingly minor minting error can turn an otherwise standard coin into a valuable collectible. Looking forward, the value of the 1992 quarter is likely to continue to rise, especially as fewer of these rare error coins remain in excellent condition. As collectors and investors seek to add this prized piece to their portfolios, the demand for 1992 no mint mark error quarters will likely continue to grow, further elevating their worth in the market. So, what's the takeaway from the story of the 1992 quarter dollar? It's a reminder that even the most ordinary coins can become extraordinary over time. A simple mistake in the minting process can lead to a coin becoming one of the most sought-after and valuable pieces in the world of numismatics. The 1992 quarter is a perfect example of how a single coin, with its unique error, can achieve an impressive value, one that can only be appreciated by collectors who understand the significance of rare and error-struck coins. If you happen to stumble upon a 1992 quarter in your spare change, take a moment to inspect it closely. You never know, what might seem like a common coin could be worth far more than its face value, and you could just be holding a piece of numismatic history worth up to $118,000. In 2001, a seemingly ordinary coin made its way into circulation. Little did people know that this coin would become a sought-after treasure for collectors and investors. This coin was the 2001 USA quarter dollar, a coin that, at first glance, might seem just like any other quarter, but in reality, holds a captivating story of historical context, unique design, rare minting variations, and eventual collector appeal that would lead to its impressive value today. So, what is it about the 2001 quarter that has made it such a prized possession in the world of numismatics, worth a staggering $106,000? Let's take a journey through time, back to the year 2001, to explore how this coin became one of the most valuable and desirable pieces of currency in modern American history. To understand the significance of the 2001 quarter dollar, we first need to take a look at the broader context in which it was minted. The U.S. Mint was no stranger to producing vast quantities of coins, but by the turn of the millennium, coin collecting had evolved into an intricate and highly specialized hobby. The 2001 quarter was part of the larger series of quarters produced during that era, which included designs associated with the 50-state quarters program. This groundbreaking program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, was one of the most ambitious and exciting coin programs ever created by the U.S. Mint. The 50-state quarters program was designed to honor each of the 50 U.S. states, releasing a new quarter each time, with a design representing that state's unique symbols, landmarks, or historical significance. The program was a monumental success, capturing the imagination of both collectors and the general public. And in 2001, 5 new states were featured in the series: Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. Each of these states was represented by a custom-designed quarter, making 2001 a particularly important year in the 50-state quarters program. The quarter designs were selected through a process that involved state governors working with the U.S. Mint to choose designs that reflected each state's history and values. For example, Delaware's quarter featured the Caesar Rodney statue, a tribute to the Delaware leader's midnight ride to vote for independence during the American Revolution. Pennsylvania's quarter depicted the state's famous Commonwealth statue and the Philadelphia skyline, a nod to the state's historic role in the founding of the United States. Each coin told the story of its state in a way that had never been done before on such a grand scale. The 2001 quarters were a huge hit with the public, and coin collectors scrambled to get their hands on the latest state designs. But while the program was well received, it was the 2001 quarter from a lesser-known design that would ultimately rise to fame and become one of the most valuable coins of the era. This particular coin was a 2001 Connecticut state quarter, which was not only part of the iconic series but also marked a pivotal moment in numismatic history because of a rare minting error. While most of the quarters minted in 2001 were produced with the standard designs, some Connecticut quarters were mistakenly struck with a significant flaw. This minting error was relatively minor at first, but its rarity quickly made it an object of desire for collectors, leading to a meteoric rise in its value. The error? A unique misalignment in the design, where the coin's die created an uneven strike, resulting in a misrepresentation of certain elements of the quarter's intricate design. The Connecticut quarter, which features an image of the charter oak tree, was struck with an error that caused the coin's design to appear shifted or slightly off-center. This subtle but significant mistake led to a small batch of quarters with the misaligned design, making them incredibly rare. The errors were subtle enough that they weren't immediately noticed by the general public, but once collectors caught wind of the mistake, demand for the coin surged. The misalignment created a small but critical difference between the 2001 Connecticut quarter with the error and the regular, correctly struck versions, and that small difference was enough to make all the difference in the world to collectors. The rarity of these misaligned 2001 Connecticut quarters is what ultimately makes them so valuable. While most quarters from the 2001 series were mass-produced, and the vast majority entered circulation without issue, only a small number of Connecticut quarters with this minting error managed to survive in pristine condition. These examples became the most sought-after versions of the 2001 coin series, and they were quickly recognized by experienced collectors as a rare and valuable find. As with many rare coins, condition played a key role in determining the value of the 2001 Connecticut quarter with the minting error. In the world of numismatics, coins that have been well preserved are far more valuable than those that show signs of wear or damage. For coins that have been graded by professional services, the highest possible grade is MS 70, mint state 70, indicating that the coin is in perfect, flawless condition. Quarters with the misalignment error that have been graded as MS 70 are extremely rare, and those that have remained uncirculated and in top-tier condition fetch sky-high prices in the market. And so, it wasn't long before the 2001 Connecticut quarter, particularly the error coins in mint condition, became highly sought after. Collectors and investors began scouring coin shops, auctions, and online marketplaces for these rare pieces, and as demand increased, so did the value. The auction market for the 2001 Connecticut quarter with minting errors became competitive, with top-tier examples selling for increasingly higher amounts. The most exceptional pieces, particularly those with no visible wear and in the highest grades, were commanding prices well beyond their face value. This brings us to the incredible value of the 2001 Connecticut quarter. As of today, a particularly rare example of the 2001 Connecticut quarter with the minting error, graded in pristine MS 70 condition, can fetch up to $106,000. The sale of these error coins at such staggering prices has become the stuff of legend in the coin collecting world, with enthusiasts and investors alike marveling at the incredible value that a simple minting error has generated. So, what makes the 2001 Connecticut quarter worth $106,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. A simple error in the minting process resulted in a limited number of misaligned coins, and because these errors were relatively subtle, many people simply didn't notice them. Over time, as the public and collectors became aware of the error, the demand for these rare quarters skyrocketed, and their value increased exponentially. In the world of numismatics, it's these rare and valuable coins, those with unique characteristics, historical importance, and unmatched scarcity, that command the highest prices. It's important to note that not every 2001 Connecticut quarter will fetch such a high price. Most of the coins minted that year are still worth only 25 cents. However, the misaligned 2001 Connecticut quarters that were struck with errors are among the most valuable of all modern U.S. coins. If you happen to find one of these rare quarters, particularly one in excellent condition or with the error visible, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The fact that such an ordinary coin can be worth so much is a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting and the unpredictable nature of numismatic value. Looking forward, the value of the 2001 Connecticut quarter will likely continue to appreciate, especially as more people become aware of its rarity and significance. As the years pass, the number of high-quality examples of this error coin will decrease, further driving up demand. For collectors and investors, the 2001 Connecticut quarter is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin, through a rare minting error, can become a treasure worth far more than its face value. So, what's the takeaway from the story of the 2001 quarter dollar? The 2001 Connecticut quarter with its minting error is a shining example of how coins, even those that seem simple or unremarkable at first, can become incredibly valuable with time and the right combination of rarity, historical significance, and condition. For those who have an eye for detail and a passion for collecting, the world of numismatics holds endless possibilities for uncovering hidden gems like the 2001 Connecticut quarter, and who knows, your next coin could be worth $106,000 too. In 2015, a seemingly ordinary coin, the 2015 USA quarter dollar, made its way into circulation, little knowing that it would later become one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. While most people simply used it as change, others were quietly taking note of the unique characteristics of this particular quarter. At first glance, the 2015 quarter seemed like just another coin to add to the long history of U.S. currency, but over time, it would become one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in American history, eventually commanding an astonishing $92,000 in rare instances. To fully appreciate the incredible story behind the 2015 quarter, we need to delve into the historical context, the coin's design, the minting process, and the factors that contributed to its collector appeal and its impressive rise in value. The 2015 USA quarter dollar is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series introduced by the U.S. Mint in 2010. This program was designed to honor national parks and other national sites across the United States, with each quarter featuring a unique design based on one of these iconic locations. The program was a departure from the 50-state quarters program, which had run from 1999 to 2008, and it was welcomed by collectors as a way to celebrate the natural beauty and cultural significance of America's treasured landmarks. By the time 2015 arrived, the America the Beautiful Quarters program was already in full swing, having introduced several new designs since its inception. The 2015 quarter was the fifth year of the program, and it featured 5 new designs, each celebrating a different national park or historical site. These quarters, like the previous ones in the series, were meant to serve as both commemorative pieces and as everyday currency. But it was one of the 2015 designs in particular that would stand out from the rest, becoming a rarity that would go on to capture the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 2015 America the Beautiful quarters featured designs from diverse locations across the country, including the Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, the Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina and Virginia, the Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware, and the Saratoga National Historical Park in New York. Each design depicted a unique scene that encapsulated the essence of the location it honored. While the designs themselves were beautiful and symbolic of America's heritage, it was the production process that would lead to a significant turn in the fate of the 2015 quarter dollar. As with most U.S. coins, the quarters were struck at several U.S. mint facilities across the country, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Each mint was responsible for producing large quantities of quarters for circulation, but not every coin that came off the press was perfect. The process of coin minting is intricate, and sometimes, minor flaws occur in the production of coins. These flaws, whether caused by a misaligned die, a double strike, or other issues, can result in coins that are distinctly different from the typical version of the coin. These errors, while often small, can make a coin far more valuable to collectors, especially when the error is rare and difficult to find. In the case of the 2015 quarter, it was a small but significant error that would cause one of the coins to skyrocket in value. The 2015 coin in question had been struck with a rare minting flaw, a misplaced die that caused some of the quarters to feature a double strike on one side. This double strike resulted in a design that was duplicated in a way that made the coin appear more detailed and pronounced than usual. The error wasn't immediately apparent to most people, but for those with a keen eye for detail, it was an exciting find. Coins that are struck with errors, especially those with double strikes, are incredibly rare, and their value often far exceeds their face value. What made this particular 2015 quarter even more special was the fact that only a limited number of these double-struck coins were ever produced. The U.S. Mint, which typically focuses on producing coins that are as uniform and perfect as possible, had unintentionally created a small batch of error coins that would go on to be coveted by collectors. Over time, these rare coins became a focal point of numismatic interest, and collectors began seeking them out in auctions, coin shows, and other venues. The appeal of error coins lies in their rarity and uniqueness. While most coins are produced in vast quantities with little variation, error coins stand out because they tell a different story. A double-struck coin, for example, is one that has been struck twice by the minting press, often leading to a ghostly doubling of the design. This anomaly makes the coin both an interesting conversation piece and a valuable collectible. As word spread about the double-struck 2015 quarter, collectors began hunting for them, and their value steadily increased as demand grew. But it wasn't just the double-struck 2015 quarters that were attracting attention. A few other variants of the 2015 quarter also began to emerge, each with its own unique flaws and characteristics. Some quarters had been struck with a die that had worn down over time, leading to coins with faded or blurry designs. Others were produced with slight misalignments in the strike, which made the coin's design appear off-center. These variations, while subtle, added another layer of intrigue to the 2015 quarter, and the market for these coins expanded even further. In addition to the errors and unique characteristics, the 2015 quarter also benefited from its place within the America the Beautiful quarters program. The program itself was wildly successful, with collectors eagerly awaiting each new release in the series. As the years went on, the demand for coins from the program only increased, and the 2015 quarters, particularly those with errors, were no exception. The 2015 designs celebrated a diverse range of American landscapes and historical landmarks, and this connection to national pride made these coins even more desirable to collectors who were eager to own a piece of American history. As the 2015 quarter began to gain in popularity, Numismatic experts and collectors alike began to pay closer attention to the coin's potential for appreciation in value. It was soon recognized that the double-struck 2015 quarter was one of the most valuable error coins of its kind, and as more and more collectors sought to add these rare coins to their collections, the prices began to rise. Today, the value of the 2015 quarter dollar, specifically the double-struck version, is truly astounding. While most 2015 quarters are worth no more than 25 cents, the rare double-struck coins can fetch as much as $92,000 at auction, depending on their condition and the level of rarity. Coins that have been graded as MS-70, meaning they are in perfect, uncirculated condition, are the most valuable, and these pieces can command extraordinary prices when sold to the highest bidder. The $92,000 sale price for a 2015 quarter may seem like a shocking amount for a coin that was once considered just another piece of change, but this is a prime example of how the world of numismatics works. In the realm of coin collecting, rarity, condition, and historical significance can transform a seemingly mundane object into a highly prized and valuable item. The 2015 quarter dollar's rise in value is a testament to the unpredictable and fascinating nature of the coin market. For collectors and investors, the 2015 quarter dollar serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones that stand out from the rest. Whether due to a small minting error, a unique design, or its place in a beloved series, the 2015 quarter is a coin that has captured the imaginations of those who appreciate the art of numismatics. Looking forward, the 2015 quarter is likely to continue to be a valuable asset for collectors, and as more people become aware of its potential worth, the demand for these rare error coins will likely continue to grow. For those lucky enough to own a double-struck 2015 quarter, they hold a coin that tells a story of both historical significance and remarkable value, a coin that has transformed from a simple piece of currency into a coveted treasure worth $92,000. So, if you happen to come across a 2015 quarter in your spare change, take a moment to inspect it closely. While most of these quarters will only be worth a quarter, you could be holding a rare and valuable coin in your hands. And if you're lucky enough to find one of the rare double-struck variants, you might just have a small fortune waiting for you, proof that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value.